Hey guys, Bobby here with One More at Fitness. Today I'm going to show you basically a template for core training. So core training, like ab training, it should do a couple things. It should develop your core muscles, your obliques, your glutes, your abdominals, your inner core. That's important from maybe a look standpoint. If you're trying to get lean, you're trying to get abs, but also from a functional standpoint. If your core is not strong enough, you're probably going to have back problems. You're going to have hip problems. Maybe even knee problems, and it's always going to limit the results you can get in the gym. You're going to have bad posture, and that's going to create a lot of problems. So, which is why we don't really do any crunches and sit-ups, because first of all, it's not that effective, and second of all, although it will make you sore. It definitely does make you sore, which then people think, hey, since I'm sore, it's more effective. And plus, it's especially if you have lower back problems, it's dangerous for your lower back. I remember my mom, who had a lot of back surgery. She had a lot of problems with the lower back, and she would try going to PT, and they had her doing on the floor. They had her doing crunches, and she'd be like, Bobby, after I do this, like my back hurts. And like I don't know why they did that, but again, if the way you hurt your back is like when you basically round your spine and you blow or you have a bulge disc, you want to avoid that movement as much as possible. So that's why we want to do more core exercises, how I'm going to show you, and less crunches, less sit-ups. And once I show my mom similar exercises, similar drills, my back felt a lot better, and she wasn't in so much pain afterwards. So 3 core exercises. So we're going to talk about 3 today. So anti-extension, which is just a fancy name for any core exercise that you're going to resist, basically arching your back like that. Okay, when you resist that motion, my abs work, because that's my abs that are stopping me from going to the extension. Then we have anti-lateral flexion. So I'm here, staying nice and tight, even on both sides. I'm going to resist this. If I resist this, I still confirm my abs, but I work my obliques a lot. The third category is going to be anti-rotation. So that's the ability to make sure that as you go on one limb, you don't rotate. So I want to do that versus doing this. So if you just pick exercise from each of these categories, you're going to get a great core workout. Make sure form is everything with this. Don't do a hard exercise that you can't do properly. Start with the basics. So if you're new to core training, start with exercises where you just hold it. And once you get better at that, you can do, we call those stable exercises. And once you get good at that, you can progress to dynamic core exercises. So I'm going to give you a couple ideas here. So for an anti-extension pattern, a stable exercise would be just something like a plank. Keeping that lower back flat, being able to hold that efficiently. Make sure that you feel this in your abs. And you might have to either regress that or progress that. So you might start by leaning on like a table or like a bench or box. Now if I'm going to progress that, a couple of exercises that I'll show is I can do a jackknife, and you can do this on a stability ball or if you have furniture sliders. But now I'm going to get into a plank position. Don't lose that lower back position, and do a jackknife. Okay. Or you can do a follow. Or like, even if you have like ab roll up, same thing. I'm going to squeeze my butt, and it's the same idea. I'm bringing my arms up, but I'm making sure my back doesn't dip in, and I'm going to resist that with my abs. So here, and then with the side plank, there's a bunch of ways you can do this, but you get here. If you need to make it hard, easier, lean against something to make it harder. You can always put your feet on the straps or elevate on a bench. Or even, this is a real simple way, maintain this nice and tight. Keep that leg up there, hold that. So that's ways you can advance the lateral flexion pattern. Another good one too, if you have like a cable or some bands, is while you're in that side plank, stay tight and do rows. The third one I'm going to go over is anti-rotation. So the basic one is kind of just squeeze your butt. You can do shoulder taps, or you can just do a plank on one hand or one leg. One I really like is a paylock press. So you can do this on one knee, or you can even do this stand up. But you're gonna take the band, and what you would do, your hips would be all the way forward, just so I can see you guys. You're gonna take you can do this on a cable too. Is what you want to do is pull it in the middle of your chest, get your hands in the middle of your chest, and then extend. And what, this isn't too hard for me, but you get some good resistance, push the weight, it's gonna want to pull you. When you resist that, you're gonna work your core, your obliques, and come back in. So when people first start doing this, they have a hard time feeling it. So what I like to do is, instead of doing like high reps, I like to do low reps but long holds. So for example, like one of the things that we did today was like half kneeling, and what we did is pressed out, hold that for 10 seconds so you can really feel it, come back, press out, do 3 reps like that. Another great anti-rotation one is the renegade row, which is very common, but you can do this with just your hands or your dumbbells. Keep that butt squeeze, row. Remember, when I do this, I don't want any hip movement here, okay? So a good way to do this is, just pick an exercise with each category for almost every workout. You can do core almost every day because they do recover a lot faster. But again, make sure your form is in check. You don't start too advanced. You should feel this stuff. So if you don't feel this in your abs or obliques, your form's probably wrong. Get a trainer, watch a good YouTube video, and get your form right. Because you don't want to be doing this stuff wrong, because a lot of times if you do this stuff wrong, you end up hurting your back. Maybe not severely, but you're just gonna bang out your lower back, which is a big problem. And I see this a lot with classes. Like people will just be like, hey, let's plank for 1 minute, and then people can't really plank for 1 minute. Planking properly for 1 minute is actually pretty tough if you're doing it properly. So like after 20 seconds, everyone is like this. People might start in a good plank, but then everyone's like this, and 40 seconds out of the 60-second plank, you're getting nothing out of this. And it's something I see with on like those UFC countdowns all the time. They'll have the guys plank like this, and you're getting no core work at all. It's just a waste of time. It's just beating up your back. So make sure you do them properly, and this is how you properly train your core. So you develop your core muscles, and you build a strong core that will increase your performance in the gym, or maybe if you play a sport, and also protect your back, your joints. If you have any questions on this type of stuff, let me know. I hope you liked it. Hope you got a lot out of it.